In the basal settings course, we mentioned that there are two ways your pump delivers insulin, as basal insulin and as bolus insulin. Bolus insulin is the insulin that you give to cover your food or if your glucose is too high. Giving yourself a bolus will be one of the most common things you'll do with your pump. There are a few ways to give a bolus, including a manual bolus and using the Bolus Wizard feature, which helps you calculate the right amount of insulin for you. In this course, you'll focus on giving a manual bolus, how to stop a bolus once it's started, and how to look back at past boluses. We'll also give you a brief introduction to the Bolus Wizard. Remember, you should not be connected to your pump while you practice.
Unlike basal insulin that is delivered consistently throughout the day and night, bolus insulin is only delivered when you tell your pump to give it. A bolus is typically given for meals, snacks, and any time your blood glucose or BG test shows that it is above your target level. When you're giving a manual bolus, you tell the pump how much insulin you need it to deliver. You might use a manual bolus for those times when you're giving a set amount of insulin or when you know exactly how much insulin you need for some of your favorite foods. Each time you give a bolus, the insulin you delivered will continue to lower glucose levels for a while after it's given. This insulin that's still working is called active insulin. After you've given a bolus, the pump will keep track of active insulin and will display the amount on the home screen. You'll learn more about active insulin at your in-person training.
This is Elizabeth. She is a busy mom with 3 kids. Using the pump to give boluses instead of injections has made her hectic life a lot easier to manage. After dropping the kids off at school, Elizabeth grabs an apple for a quick snack. She eats apples often and knows that she needs 1 unit for an apple this size. With bolus highlighted, she presses select. She presses up until 1.0 unit is highlighted and presses select. She finishes by selecting Deliver Bolus. After the pump finishes the delivery, Elizabeth sees that the pump has returned to the home screen and that 1.0 units of active insulin is displayed.
Elizabeth just started to deliver a bolus for dinner and is about to eat when her sister calls. They have a lot of catching up to do. Elizabeth is pretty sure that the call will take a while and she wants to wait until she gets off the phone to eat. Since she won't be eating right away, she needs to stop her bolus. While the bolus is delivering, Stop Bolus appears on the screen. She selects Stop Bolus. Elizabeth presses right to yes and presses select to stop the bolus delivery. The bolus stopped screen then appears. Elizabeth reviews the screen to see how much of the bolus was delivered before she was able to stop it. If she needs to, she can eat a little to account for that insulin. She then selects Done. Elizabeth has stopped her bolus and finishes her conversation with her sister. She knows that she'll need to program another bolus when she's finally ready to eat. Elizabeth has had another busy day. She wants to make sure she gave herself a bolus at lunch.
From the home screen, she presses up to the status bar, then presses Select. She then presses down to Quick Status and presses Select. She checks the last bolus information on the screen and sees that she did give a bolus for lunch. Elizabeth sees that she delivered her last bolus of 7.5 units at 12:26.
Before we leave this course, we want to introduce you to another common way of giving a bolus, the Bolus Wizard feature. This feature uses settings specific to you to calculate the precise amount of bolus insulin you'll need. When you use the Bolus Wizard, all you will do is enter your current BG reading along with the amount of carbs you're about to eat. Once you have the information entered, it uses the individual settings provided by your healthcare professional to estimate your bolus amount. You'll learn more about using the Bolus Wizard at your in-person training. There, your trainer will help you program your individual settings and have you practice giving boluses using this feature.
You've finished the Giving Boluses course. You've learned how to give and stop a manual bolus, and you've been introduced to the Bolus Wizard. We suggest you take the Suspend Delivery course next. If you have additional questions, please consult your user guide or speak to your healthcare professional. For a certificate of completion, click here.